1 or 2 years after the RAM or processor got obsolete. And so eventually, you won't have any use of it. Nobody else would have any use of it. So what has to be done with that thing? So we started looking at, what the phenomena was not even in the, understanding at that point was e-waste recycling. So electronic waste recycling was something it was only available in US or European areas, and India was not even looking at it as a problem. Rather, I mean, हमारे यहाँ तो कोई waste होता ही नहीं है. Even अगर आपसे पूछा जाए ना तो क्या आपका मोबाइल खराब है तो आप कहेंगे नहीं 20% तो working है. So hell, I don't know what 20% working means. I mean, whether the touch works and operating system doesn't, boots up or something. But that is how we treat it. So we don't actually, acknowledge the problem that we have a problem. We have an issue of electronic waste. So that was the point we started working, on zero waste as a concept, and I want to understand, how to, finally get zero output from this waste and try to recycle maximum of it with the minimum environmental impact. At that point, we actually, there was, in 2013, there was one competition in Rajasthan from government, Rajasthan Yuva Udyamita Protsahan Yojana, and we submitted our, B plan into that, and we got like 26th rank out of 14,000 odd applications into that. We were promised funding, but we were very, very much serious. So government funding or not, we wanted to go about that. At that point, we saw that raw material, जो हमें पहले इतना सारा दिख रहा था, eventually it was not even there. In a typical, this concept is called urban mining also in some, cases. Urban mining is something, in a traditional mining, you buy an area where you mine something, bring the ore to a central location, refine it, and get, metal or other, things out of it. In urban mining, you have, these extracts, these deposits into the homes, into the offices of people, and the concept, and what the challenge is not to just mine, it is to bring it to a central location where it can be refined and again, put into usable things. So we understood that, the challenge is logistics and not the refining only. Putting another recycling plant won't be a, genuine solution to the problem. Rather than, providing logistics, providing the reverse channel of logistics is. So that gave birth to the, what zero waste is today. We actually shifted from a lot of, we used to buy things in the collection centers and bring it to a central location and try to sell. Eventually, we were doing something which a kabadi would do in a sophisticated manner using technology, and eventually the same way. But the value addition was missing at that point, and Zero Waste, which is currently an online platform, it's a e-commerce platform where you can sell your electronics in a quick and easy manner. You don't need to wait or put a photograph like on OLX or Picker. You don't need to, talk to 4 or 5 people over the span of 20-30 days and then try to sell the product in a certain price. Zero Waste provides you online instant quotation, and as soon as you agree to that, we come to your home within 48 hours, cross-check the product and pay you cash and take it back. So that's it. I mean, that's simple. We want to create a trust which is missing in the society. We want to create the convenience, the ease of selling onto this. And the journey was not, that simple. So, as Shubham told that you don't know exactly on the day one that what kind of solution you will have at the end. You have to start with certain problem, and that is our case was quite different. I mean, I passed out of LNM IIT with 8 of my friends from in the 2009 batch, and we just wanted to start something. I mean, we all had company jobs, campus placement at that time, but the issue was nobody was looking forward to that. So what we did was, it was around, I remember, May 2009, and we went to home, we gave a thought, everyone came back to Jaipur and started looking for a place where somebody would give us, give 8 of us a place to stay and start something. Well, I'll tell you that it's quite difficult, so we had to, go to our hostel itself again, and we stayed there for 1.5 months and while, finding a place to start. And eventually, we got a place at a MLA quarter where, they don't fear of bachelors. They can easily, rent it out to somebody who is not very authentic in nature. So we got a place of 2 BHK and we started there. And so one room was converted for 8 people to, stay and sleep, and another room was converted into the, office room. So we started with that. We had, kind of expenses minimized in form of all of 8 of us used to spend like 30,000 a month on everything which we. Okay. So at that point we decided that we need to have something. We were doing only website making and delivering those websites, and eventually earning 5 or 7,000 revenue a month. So, if you look at the balance sheet, in terms, we were making a 30,000 loss every month. But that was fine. At that point, our parents bailed out. They gave us 20,000 each, and we were able to sustain ourselves for next 5 to 6 months. Meanwhile, opportunity comes, and you just need to go and looking. So we were, approached by somebody from BSNL who said, just do something for us and we'll give you 20,000 rupees. So we said we'll do it for free because 20,000 is not what, we'll ask for onto that job. Eventually that software we created, and we sold our company to Sham Group for that product which, BSNL gave us opportunity. And eventually, so entrepreneurship is not the journey of a single, company or, multiple company. You cannot define it on the day one itself. So what you need to, think on is, it's kind of, you are a driver and, there are buses. So you may drive different buses, different, entrepreneurs or different drivers may drive your bus, and eventually you need to enjoy that journey and go to a destination which you have in your mind. So, but I would suggest that look for a very far-fetched goal, not the smaller goal. As I go by the words of a poet called J.B. Rittenhouse, that life is a perfect employee, and whatever wage you negotiate on the day one, it will ask you to do that much work or harder to earn your wage. But at the end, at the end of the day, if you feel that you have asked lower wage, you could have asked for the higher, then it won't change. So once you have negotiated your salary to somebody, you cannot change it on the second day or third day. So ask for the higher one, and they'll ask you to work accordingly. So life treats you that way, and dream higher onto that. What problems we created? On the way, people used to come to us and say that 8 co-founders won't ever work. You guys will fight and end off this very soon. But we took it as a positive side, and we used to fight on the positive issues, and we used to fight off very regularly in a constructive manner. We used to challenge everyone's authority, because in 8 people you won't say that everyone is equal, or everyone you might have. There is a book called Animal Farm where they say that everyone on the farm is equal, whereas some are more equal than others. That happens, and you need to understand the dynamics of industry, dynamics of your company, and eventually build something around that. So the aim is to build, to work day and night for something you don't feel like actually working. You have to actually the solutions may change, the problems may change. As soon as you scale, there will be a lot of different problems which will be coming to, in terms of scale, in terms of money, in terms of cash, in terms of the customers, in terms of marketing. And you have to solve it one by one, and eventually, try to build a solid solution around which can be scaled to a level. So that somebody can, buy into your idea, and eventually, you can take it to the national or international level. Right? So, thank you, and I will pass on to